Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
This is Eric.
Yeah, today is the 17th of May, 2021, and the time now is 6:60 a.m. Well, today our topic is a video review, and it's about the placebo effect. So before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yep, Eric, the placebo effect, firstly, this is the new words to me, but I have heard something about these cases before, which one of my friend told me that uh, um, there are some cases which the doctor just give them some vitamin and claiming that those are the painkiller. Yeah, and then but after watching the video, yeah, I think that is more something that's more than my expectation. I didn't expect that placebo effect can be so effective, can be so strong. And yeah, there are also one example in the video say that one guys want to commit a suicide, and then uh, he uh, he take the sugar pills, and then after that his body uh, also reacted like uh, very seriously and need to go to the emergency. Yep. So mm, yeah, also in the second video, and it provide some practical things that we can do. That actually is something a little bit different. Um, it is not directly talking about the placebo. It is about the agency, the sense of agency, and then it provides us the ways that we can uh, do something to deal with the agency, because it claims that uh, many of the mental illness actually hijacks people's sense of agency, so that um, they don't believe that they can recover or get better. So yeah, so the ways here, one of them is talking about mindfulness, which uh, we may get from doing from practicing meditation or yoga. This is the second one, and the third one is talking about service. Service is something we do some volunteer voluntary work to the society. Wow, and then yes, this one actually is surprised me. I didn't expect that uh, something service like this um can help in building our agency.
I think this not help you. Yeah. You also can say this. Yeah, they more or less will help you build the agency. I think the main uh the actually you can find some linking between the first video and second video, even though uh they seems like talk about different things. But I can make some linking. For example, in the first video, uh the the speaker talk about the component of placebo effect.
Mm.
And one of them is like the social context. Yeah. So what? Hello?
Yeah.
Is it big connection?
No here.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the social context. Okay,
Mm.
and then uh and in the second video and what you say just now to become a volunteer,
Mm.
and this is also something like you help other people and then you feel you have the connection with the world and then you have the connection with other people. What your
Mm.
behavior can really change other people's life. Mm.
Yeah.
And also like make them happy. So in this case, uh, they will also will have some the placebo effect, yeah, involved. So actually, social context doesn't mean that this is only exists in placebo effect, and it can only represent part of the placebo effect. We need to look at other things. What social context can achieve can help you. Now, what's the benefit? For example, we know like human is not the animal who like being alone. We need like friend, we need family, we
Yep.
need being together so that our happiness level, overall happiness level will increase. So that
Mm.
means the relationship, the social context is important.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Uh, so what second video talk about like being a volunteer? It also help you to build, help you to uh help you connect. Yeah, connect you and other people. Mm.
Mm.
So it can also help you help your life become better. Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this is just a suggestion, and this is not something mandatory. So you not uh you can do, but you don't need but you not necessarily need to force yourself to do that. And the
Mm.
main things is about believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah.
Yep.
So this is also what the second speaker said. In the past, they don't believe in herself. He can make any changes. Mm. But her
Yep.
lecturers tell her, yeah, and also successfully persuade her, yeah, she can change. She can
Mm.
change something in her life.
Yep.
Mm. And then it become it those sentences keep in her mind, and then it keep uh, push her to go forward, so that
Mm.
it becomes she becomes so successful. Mm.
Mm.
So I think uh, the volunteer is something like a behavior that can replicate the effect, just like the meditation, the yoga is a tool, as a tool, but it's not the but it's not the it's not something like the goal. Mm.
Mm.
This is
Yep.
something lead you uh to somewhere, but this is not the destination. So it
Mm.
doesn't mean that you have to do yoga, you have to do meditation, you have to become volunteer. The main
Yeah.
point I think is about believe in yourself.
Yeah. But by doing these three things suggested by her, actually help us to uh
Yeah, yeah. So
it,
what I say is there is the tools. There is the
mm.
tools. So
Yeah.
don't mix the tools and the destination and the goal
Yeah.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you do something, you need to know what you what's the implication? Why you want to do that?
Mm.
Not
Yeah.
just do something because of doing something.
Mm. Right.
Some people may also do meditation, do yoga, but they
Mm.
feel depression. definitely will have some this kind of case.
Mm.
Mm.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep. Um, yeah, so actually, placebo effect still is still very amazing.
Mm.
Yep. And then it's something like that. We believe something and we have the confidence, and then we can make a change of uh uh I don't know what is the process in our body, and then they call them the healing, something like the healing function or what, right?
Mm.
Yep. And then I personally I have some experience. Um I don't know whether this is placebo effect, but to me it is also amazing. Um okay, I have the conjunctivitis, which is one of the illness of my eyes, and then it is also something like a chronic. Chronic means long-term uh, illness, which it will not recover so easily and completely. So there are a few times that when I wake up and actually I feel like my eyes uh, don't feel well, and then I can feel like, oh, I'm going to have the conjunctivitis again, and I can feel the itchy my eyes are itchy, and then because at that time it's around like 5:45, and then we have the conversation 6:15. Yeah, so it's uh uh half an hour before our conversation start. And then at that time yeah, because
Hello. 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 Hello.
all right, so let's continue. And what was the last word?
Okay, the last word is you say your eyes feel itchy and
Mm.
because of something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because of the conjunctivitis, I can feel like my eyes are itchy. And then also we will have the conversations every day. It's around 6:15 a.m. So that is half half an hour before our conversation. And then I tell myself I have to get this I have to get my eyes better before this conversation so that uh, I can like to use the computer to um, uh, it's impossible that I close my eyes and have the conversation with you all the time, right? So
Mm.
uh, and many of the time I feel like I didn't get completely recover by the
Mm.
time we start the conversation, but it really did get better. It get better in such a short time.
Mm.
And in my experience, if I have these symptoms of conjunctivitis, it takes me quite a long time. For example, uh, 1 or 2 hours uh, uh, to get better.
Oh.
Yeah, and I I don't know how to say, but this is so real. And one of the time I remember is that at the time we start the conversation, I still have the symptom, but
Mm.
somehow like in the conversation, I totally forgot that I have conjunctivitis, and after the conversations, it becomes something like completely recover
Mm.
because I forgot that I have this I have this. illness and I keep talking.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
good.
And it's something like I have been I have I have believed that I have always believed that we have the ability to control something like to recover from an illness. Uh, um, it is something like if you have the will, strong will that you want to recover, it it will the recovery time will be
Shorter.
shortened.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the subtitle of second video, the power of mind.
Mm, yeah.
And this is very important uh, to um uh, uh, this is one of the most important period in positive psychology. Yeah,
Mm,
which is some which is one psychology field highly correlated with our happiness, the human happiness. Yeah, so positive psychology study about the happiness, study the well-being, uh, how can make one person become happier. Mm,
mm,
yeah, so the power of mind is really important.
yeah.
Mm, yeah, in in some circumstances, it's really yeah. There's one study. There's one business research done by the John Carter,
Okay.
CARTR. But I'm not sure uh, whether we can get the research, get a paper written by this person because I tried to search from Google, but I didn't spend a lot of time to do
Mm,
this research. Yeah, but it seems like I couldn't get in a short time. It
okay.
didn't appear in the first page of the Google. Okay,
Mm,
but the research is actually uh, they study those people who who extremely successful.
yeah.
Yeah, so it's not just they are wealthy,
Mm,
okay, and they are successful. It's those people who extremely successful. Yeah,
okay.
so it's extraordinary successful. Yeah,
Mm,
and then they study this kind of people, and then they found that yeah, at the first uh, they thought that yeah, this person must be genius, um, must be the talents
mm,
in their own field, in their own
yeah.
industry. Mm. But yeah, they study them, mm. And also try to understand their past, their history,
Mm,
and then they found that yeah, most of them is not extraordinary people. Most of them are ordinary people. So ordinary people can get extraordinary uh, successful.
mm,
Can get extraordinary success. Yeah. So uh, it makes them uh, it makes them feel curiosity, and then they keep study. They found
mm,
that these extraordinary people they do two things more frequent than other people,
okay.
extremely frequent than other people.
Mm,
Mm, the first is they ask a lot of questions. Yeah, they ask a lot of questions. Mm.
okay.
And the second, so the first one is actually they have the uh high uh a very high level of curiosity.
Mm,
And they ask a lot of questions.
mm,
They want to understand more. They want to solve the question. They want to solve the problem. And the
yeah.
second is they highly believe in themselves. They believe they can change something. They believe they can do something. They believe they can get something that they want. Mm,
Mm,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
One of the example is like the Elon Musk. Yeah, 10 years, 16 years ago, there's no people in the world believe a private company, can build a rocket and send it to the universe. Because this kind of thing only can be done by government, by the NASA. And without government support, private company cannot do that. So this is something like the public good. Private company cannot do that. Yeah. But Elon Musk, they built the company SpaceX, and now it is the most successful and company in this space. Yeah. So that her cost per sending, that means the shooting, the cost for shooting the rocket is the cheapest. Yeah. Cheaper than NASA. And NASA also need to rely this company SpaceX. Yeah, they also outsource some project to SpaceX because they can provide a better service and also a cheaper, at a cheaper price. Yeah. So this is one of the example. Yeah. And also we have many examples. For example, computer. And also, there are a ton of them. For example, like photocopy machine, all of the technology, the solar energy, the solar planet. Yeah. So all of this really requires your imagination. And if you don't believe in yourself and you don't keep study and keep investigate, and then how can you achieve that? How can you get this thing? But it doesn't mean that you definitely will success. Yeah.
Is it something related to determination?
This is another part. Yeah. This is the next thing I want to say. Yeah, of course, believe in yourself is not always and generate positive yield. Yeah. You need to combine with other people. So the power of mind is something like the hope. Yeah, hope. You have the hope in your life. You have the hope in yourself.
Yeah.
But is success is success only about the hope? Is success 100% about hope?
No.
Not necessary. Yeah. So this is something part of the success, but it's not the all. Yeah. So that means this is not something that you have the hope, so that you definitely will success. Yeah. So yeah. And also another study is the athlete. Okay.
Yeah.
59% of their successful is relate to their believing in themselves. Is relate to their hope. Yeah. Whether they have the hope to get the first. Yeah. To run the faster. To do the best. To get the gold medal. So 59%. I don't know how they how they how they calculate this.
Quantify it. Right.
Yeah. But they say 59%. 59% is relate to your hope. Yeah. This figure seems very high to me. Yeah. But it's still not. Yeah, but it's still not 100%.
Yeah.
So we try not to overstate this effect. Okay, but also try not to underestimate this effect.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And for this one, it reminds me of something that we talked before, which is the meta connection. And For those people in that particular research, if you remember, it is conducted by the professor in a university, and then it's something like yeah, but I'm not sure if whether that one is expectation or the hope, uh, because some students they expect that they will get a very high very high marks or good score in the exam, but at the end they actually score uh, uh, at a far lower marks.
Yeah.
So for that one, I think that is expectation, but also is the hope, right? Something like.
Mm. Yeah, but you need to differentiate, because this is they have the expectation, okay, but they
Mm,
get a lower result, right?
yeah. Yes.
So this is a different story. Can you tell the difference between the power of mind and this expectation theory?
Um. Okay. Yes, they are different, but um. But to them, they if you ask them whether they can get uh, a very good result in the exam, and I believe that in their mind they keep the hope. They believe that they can. But
Mm.
since hope is not something that 100% will bring us to the success, but I think um, it, yeah, just like you said, we shouldn't overestimate, and
Oh no,
also
yeah.
we
Mm.
we we have to realize that it has some powers also.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. This is not the question I asked you, and this is not the answer I expect. And what I actually want to ask is actually, yeah, uh, if this research, if this experiment well explained about the hope. No,
No, it is not about this. Mm,
yeah, it's not about this, but why?
mm.
Why is it not about that? Okay,
Um,
the
yeah.
reason is you need to study. If you look at to our today topic, the power of mind, you need to
Mm,
study about if we have two groups. Okay, the one is the focus group, another is a control group.
yeah.
Yeah, or we should say one is the quote unquote motivational group.
Mm,
Yeah, motivation group. And then you do you ask the motivation group to believe in themselves, to give themselves a high expectation,
yeah.
and tell them uh and also persuade them they can achieve.
Mm,
Yeah, they can do that. And another group, the control group, you do nothing. Yeah, you do nothing,
yeah.
and just ask them to go to the exam, mm, just like normal. And then
Mm,
you need to compare, uh, which group uh, achieve a higher level, overall higher level of result. So this is the way you study
oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
effect about the
Got it.
power of mind. Yeah, it's not about just look at one individual and
Mm,
then, yeah, the expectation higher than the result. So you claim that there's no power of mind. This is not this is not the thing. This is not the experiment. Uh, uh, this is okay. What I want to say is we
mm,
don't do experiment like this. Yeah, we
yeah.
need the testing. Mm, yeah, we need the testing so that we can understand whether there is any effect.
Mm,
And how about we have another experiment? The first is the motivational group.
yeah.
Another is the depression group. Mm,
Okay.
yeah. So for the first one, you motivate them. You ask them to believe in themselves. And the
Mm,
second, and then you tell them, yeah. So it's something like negative placebo effect.
mm,
Mm. You tell them if you cannot do well, uh, uh, you will like fall behind other people, and then something like this, and
mm,
then you are so stupid. Why don't you keep study?
Yeah.
Something like this. So keep depressed them, and
Yeah.
then you look at the effect. Mm, yeah, and then the first group you ask them to give a high expectation. Yeah, believe you can get A. Yeah, and the second is don't believe you can pass the exam. Yeah, if you can pass, that's great. Yeah,
Mm.
please keep study so that you can pass.
Mm.
Something like
Yep.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you ask them to give very very low expectation. Yeah, so that you see the results. And then you also and then if you want to study how expectation affect our mind,
Mm.
and then how expectation affect our result, you can carry out another experiment, which is you don't motivate them. Just ask the first group, the motivational group, give a high level of expectation, and then ask the second group, give a low level of expectation, and
Yeah.
then just tell them go exam or go to do something. Yeah, because exam you need preparation. Yeah,
Mm. Yep.
just ask them to do something that you require little preparation. Yeah, for example, like drawing, or maybe like uh, make a Lego building.
Mm.
This kind of activities. Mm, yeah, or tell them to solve a question. Solve
Mm.
a math question or solve something. Yeah, anything. Mm. You can do many this kind of experiment, and also I think uh, this kind of experiment have been done, yeah, in somewhere in the world, and then maybe they already publish their results, their
Mm.
conclusion to Google. You just need to search, and then you can see the result the of these experiments.
Yeah.
Mm. So you can know, yeah, when uh whether expectation is good or bad. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm.
All right.
Yeah. So I think this is different. These two is different experiments. Yeah, the
Mm.
power of mind and also the expectation. They are two different things. If you want to understand whether they have any correlations, whether they have any relationship, you need to undertake another experiment.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So do you have anything you want to add in?
Yeah, I have one more thing which I think um I am quite curious about this question. And since we say that placebo effect uh, is the belief, and then what if some people they know that there is the existence of placebo effect, and the pills that they get may not be the real drugs, and then will this bring some effect to the recovery? Let's say uh, if in their mind they already know that some of the drugs that they get is actually sugar pill, and will this make the uh, placebo effect less effective because they know that before it.
Yeah, I think it's the first video of I think it's the first video, and the speaker say the placebo effect already exists and already well known in a few decades,
Mm.
and then many people know this already. Yeah, but they still uh, but they still uh, 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 but the placebo effect still so effective. Yeah. So the placebo effect already existent, and then Many people know this. Yeah,
Mm.
the doctor also know this, and the nurse also know this. Okay, and they do a lot of experience, and then maybe they when they do the experiments, they also tell the people. Yeah, some of them may receive like the fake pills, and then some of them may receive like the real pills.
Mm.
And
Yeah.
then they also will do the studies. Okay, and then okay, for the extreme case, if you tell the patients, if you tell the patient, yeah, you get a very serious illness.
Mm.
Okay, so that you kind of give them a negative expectation,
Yeah.
and then you say, yeah, this pill cannot help you. This pill cannot help you.
Mm.
But you just take it. We also don't know whether they have any effect. Maybe, but probably will have the consequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we need to try it
Yeah.
because your illness is so serious. Okay, and then
Mm.
if you tell you like that, so negative expectation plus the negative placebo effect.
Mm.
So maybe it will cause some some consequence. Yeah, some bad effect. It will have the bad impact on the
Yeah.
patient body.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. So that um yeah. And then what if you tell the patient, yeah, your illness is not serious, okay, and then I just give you some vitamins. Mm, yeah, and it can help you. Because your body just lack of vitamins. Yeah, so you just take this vitamin. It's not a big deal. Yeah, it's not a big illness. Yeah,
Mm.
and then will it help the patient recover better? Maybe yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm, yeah. So that uh your question is actually something like, if you let other people know, yeah, you're taking the sugar pills, and then it is nothing, it is nothing with your for your recovery. Yeah, nothing help. Yeah, it won't help your recovery. And then will it still effective? Hmm. This is your question, right?
Okay, actually I want to say something like because this placebo effect getting uh more and more how to say uh
Popular.
uh yeah, popular, and if more and more people try to know more about placebo, and in their mind, in their conscious, they will something like um they won't believe the pill so much,
Yeah. So
e
so the
even
so
though
the
the
key.
doctor didn't
Mm,
mention about that.
yeah. So okay. So the key thing is about the power of our mind. It's not the placebo effect. Yeah. So, okay. If you talk about the medical industry,
Mm.
why don't you believe the doctor? Mm. So if you don't believe the doctor, why you want to go to hospital? And if you don't believe you can recover from this illness, then this is relate to the power of mind. You don't believe you can recover from this illness. And for some people, they get a cancer, and
Mm.
then uh, they believe themselves can recover. So, will you think this will help their recovery?
Yes, it will if they
Yeah,
believe.
yeah. So this is the thing we should focus. It's not
Mm.
the it's not something like, if more and more people know this, and then uh, uh, we may keep worrying, and we may keep wondering whether the doctor give us a sugar pill, give us a vitamin, uh,
Yeah, okay.
so that they earn a lot of money, and then they don't need to buy the pills. Yeah. but the study is not the pill loss, not the pill. In the second video, not the pill, not the real pill lose the effective. Is because the placebo effect is so effective. Yeah, it's not the real pill lose the effective. It's the placebo effect can outperform. Sometimes can outperform the real pill without any consequence, without any impact.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you're right. The main point is not about the pills. It's about the the believing in ourselves. Yeah, but yeah, maybe they will have some effect that uh to the pills that maybe we less believe the pill, but I think in overall it will not a big impact to the overall belief in ourselves.
Yeah, actually it depends on you. For example, you keep having this kind of thinking, it may have negative effect to you. Yeah, to you. For example, you keep worrying whether the doctor give me a fake pills, and then yeah, what if my illness become more serious? Yeah, so you kind of give yourself a lot of stress. Yeah, so it actually was it actually make your illness worse. You cannot recover faster. Yeah. So I think the if we are the patient, the correct or the appropriate mindset and also the attitude is actually like yeah, maybe we receive the pills from doctor and then we follow the instruction from doctor, and then we also try to do something is good for our life, good for our body. For example, we need to do exercise, we need to eat healthy, all these kind of things. So that means the power of mind and also the hope is not 100%. Yeah, it's not 100% about your recovery. Hello. Yeah. So that means you still need to do other things.
Yeah.
And then when you do other things, it may have the reinforcement effect. So when you keep yourself doing some healthier things, okay, and it may reinforce you to more believe in yourself, can recover from this illness.
Yeah.
For example, you say your eyes have some illness. Have you tried to like do some eyes exercise and then also like look the green, and then also try to set an alarm like for every hour or every 2 hours, and then you need to leave your desk and then look around, look more green plants, like this kind of activities, or go wash your face.
Okay, I didn't set the alarm, but I think I have the I have the conscience to do that because these things is directly impact me. So when I know I want to use the computer, I will have the mind that I need to keep all this short. I couldn't spend a long time in front of the computer. Yeah, and then I will not do it long continuously.
Yeah, but is this something like disbelief? This belief you can do that? You keep telling you cannot sit in the desk for a long time, so that you cannot sit at the desk sit in front of desk for a long time.
Um okay, for this one, because uh at the end, if I sit in front of the computer long, it will still cause the something bad to my eyes, right? If regardless of whether I believe I can do it or I can't do it.
Yeah, but this is not 100% represented. So maybe the bad fields of your eyes is actually a part of the feeling is actually the mental one. So this is not come from your physical body.
Yeah, I got it. Something like if this time I have watched a movie in front of my computer for 2 hours, and then maybe in my mind I tell myself, oh, this time I spent too long time in front of the computer. My eyes must be, uh,
Very tired,
uh, yeah,
very
yeah,
sore.
something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, this is what I want to say.
Yeah,
And
there will be.
and I watched one of a YouTube, okay, and it's actually talk about uh the meditation, okay, and the YouTuber talk a lot of things, and then the YouTuber actually say that okay, and and the video is actually say that, yeah, how can you sit down and then do meditation for such a long time. Such a long time means like a few hours, or maybe like
Half
more
day.
than 4 hours, yeah, half day, and also
Yeah.
like 8 hours. Mm. Yeah, because not many people can do that, can be so determined. And then it also relate to your something like your physical, yeah, to your body. And then the YouTuber said in the past he cannot sit long. Yeah, yeah, and every time, yeah, because he's also a writer. And in the past, when he has some stress, and then he need to sit in front of the computer and then do some paperwork or do some writing, and then after some times he will feel the pain of his lower back. Yeah, and then especially when the pe when the pe when he is experienced uh uh the period is very stressed. Yeah, the period is very stressed, a lot of things to do. Yeah, and he probably will get a very very serious lower back pain. Yeah, and this actually uh it actually occurred like 2 or 3 times. I think it's 3 or 4 times. Yeah, in few years ago. Yeah. So and and then every time is more serious than the previous
Okay.
one. Yeah, and then so he keep telling himself he cannot sleep for long. Yeah, but and also sometimes he wake up, he cannot directly stand up. He had to like spend some time to let the body uh adapt the pain. Yeah, so
Oh.
they can walk down the bed and then stand up. Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes it may spend him like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So it's quite serious. And then the last, yeah, and then he say that uh he read some book, and talk about this pain. And he said the book actually state that some of the pain is not the real pain of our body. It's actually come from our mental. So that we believe that uh, when we have stress, or when we have something, it is something like a cue or trigger.
Yeah.
And then when we get something, and then we definitely will feel the pain. And then your mental will will give the message to your body, and then your body uh will be pain. Yeah, so that you'll feel the pain. Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, and then the last time, the most serious one. Okay. Sorry. and every time, every time when he feel this serious back pain, and then he'll go to the therapy. Yeah, he'll go to find a therapist and
Mm.
then do some massage.
Yeah.
And then it didn't. It will get better. Yeah, it will get better. So inside him, inside his mind, it's something like, when they get the pain, so he had to go to the therapist. Mm.
Mm.
And then the last time, he's in another state or country.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and then uh, he have a conference. Mm. And then he's in hotel, and then um, and in the morning when he wake up and he feel the pain, this is the most serious one.
Mm.
He cannot move. He cannot move his body. Yeah, so that but he remind what he read in the book. So that the book actually give the suggestions is actually is quite strength. Mm. If you feel the pain of the body, okay, and then try not to think how to relax, your body. Try do some exercise. Yeah.
Oh.
But this is not the this is not the those heavy exercise. It's the light one. Yeah, do some light exercise, and then he remind the suggestions, and then he do a very very light exercise. Yeah, and then after he do like a 10 minute or 20 minutes, and then he feel, yeah, the pain is very very little, so that he can stand up. Yeah, he can stand up, and when he can stand up, and then he stand up, and then he have a walk.
Mm.
Yeah, and then after after he go out from the hotel, yeah, and then he go to uh
The
the
meeting
coffee
room.
shop. The He
Oh.
go to the coffee shop, and then and at that time, uh I'm not sure what he's doing. It seems like he need to write the book or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, and when he go to the coffee shop, and then when he sit down,
Mm.
and then yeah and then uh he cannot feel the pain anymore. Yeah, so still have the pain. Yeah, the pain still exists, but
Yeah.
it won't affect your attention. Yeah, I think I mean, it won't like grab your attention. Yeah, and uh it will like destroy your attention, and then make you cannot focus. Yeah, the pain is very very little.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, so that after that time, he didn't feel he didn't feel the pain anymore.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 So uh maybe you can try.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah,
I
I
think
got the point. It's something like because of our mind, that is actually part of the factor that
mm,
cause our uncomfort, right?
yeah. Uh
Discomfort. Yeah.
and in the first time you get the illness in your
Mm.
body, and then you really feel the pain, and
Yeah.
then but after recovery, and it already recovery. Yeah, after you recover, it already recovery, but
Mm.
your mind keep telling yourself it haven't recovered. This
Yeah.
is a long-term disease. Yeah, so that it became a long-term disease. Yeah,
Mm.
actually it already recovered. Mm.
Yep.
So that maybe so that for in the video also mentioned that some he gives some of the patient a placebo surgery. Mm. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. This is quite immoral, but this is effective.
Mm. Yep.
Right. So they give them a fake surgery, and then after 1 year, after 2 years, there's nothing different. They're indifferent with those people who have the real surgery. And this is not just one person or two person. This is an experiment. They have a group, 100, more than 100 people, right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, actually, the question of mine, I'm also kind of worried about these kind of things. Uh, just talk about the surgery. First, the patient need to believe 100% that they have undertaken the surgery, right?
The real surgery.
Yeah, so if let's say the placebo effect getting more and more popular, and maybe until one day the patient itself cannot sure that whether that is a real one or is a placebo, and just because of that thinking, and will cause maybe they cannot recover as well as expected.
Yeah, it could be. But the main point is actually about belief in yourself, the believing. And then also the placebo effect is not just about the surgery, the pill, the color of pill, and also because of the social context, and then the professional.
Yep.
Right. So when you talk about the placebo, you also need to look at the components of the placebo, which is the first, which is mentioned in the first video.
First video, right?
And it doesn't mean that you have to give the fake pill, you have to give the fake surgery. You can give a real surgery plus those things, plus the social context, plus your professional, and then it may help you it may help the patient recover more than that.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
So why you want to give a fake surgery? And it is quite immoral. They do this research, they do the experiment is actually try to understand the placebo effect, and then they are not going to replace the placebo. They are not going to replace the real pills and also the surgery with placebo. They are not going to do that. They try to understand it and then try to replicate the effect, and then make our make the effectiveness become greater. This is what they want to pursue, what they want to achieve. It's not they're trying to find something to replace the pill, the surgery. This is not the case. Believe in the world. Believe in the world. Yeah, we are getting better. So this is also one of the things you should believe. Believe the world will become better and better.
Yeah. All right. So I have finished my sharing.
Okay. Me too. That's all for our today conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think about our conversations. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocab or grammar mistakes that we made, please also comment to let us know, because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.